Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a very fun match of StarCraft 2. Today we have in the bottom left spawning as our blue Zerg player playing for Team Liquid. It's Elaser. And in the top right of the map here is our red Terran player playing for Team Liquid as well. We have Kalazur. Where's Elaser's little horse spinning around the hatchery? It's not there. It just seems to be Kalazur that has it. But yeah, liquid versus liquid. Now usually when two people play with water, both of them get wet. But this time around it wouldn't completely surprise me if one of them will stay dry and take the MMR or whatever this was for. We'll take the prize money perhaps home. Interesting thing about this matchup is that Kalazur lately has been performing quite well against Elaser. He's been playing a lot of mech as well, and I've been enjoying watching that between these two. Elaser is not a player that is known for the late game. Elaser is a player that is, well, what is Elaser known for actually? Very greedy aggression. And what I mean with that is initially greed, followed up by very heavy aggression in the mid game. A perfect mid game player is what Elaser really is. Fantastic early to mid often to get into a very powerful timing tends to be the goal here. And the number one practice partner for Elaser, because of that, is the easy AI. Yes, the computer that Blizzard put into the game at the start in 2010, that's the one that Elaser uses most of the time to kind of optimize the build orders, optimize the Overlord movement. He'll have it by the second where he wants his Overlord, where he wants his, his drones to go, where his links need to be moving. He knows every single response. Now, there is one downside about, when you play consistently against the easy AI, and that is that the easy AI doesn't give that much competition. It's not great at Hellion harassment. It's not brilliant with Banshees or Battle Cruisers or Ravens, for all I care. No, the easy AI is relatively bad at executing build orders altogether. Now that means that when Elaser gets kind of thrown off of his game, he can struggle getting back into it. But you leave Elaser alone for the first 5-6 minutes, he's going to be in a fantastic spot. So it's just going to be, we're really paying attention here to those first 5-6 minutes, see what Kalazur wants to pull off. Now, Kalazur is known for having very good Reaper control. Whenever you talk to any of the EU Zergs, and even some of the Korean Zergs, they say, yes, Kalazur has some of the greatest Reaper control. This time around, though, it's not going to be using that, as we instead have this Marine first, followed up by a factory. Now, this is kind of interesting, as this factory got built before the reactor, meaning that there's not going to be that many Marines, but there are going to be some very quick cars over here, as these cars will finish about 12-11 seconds faster than they usually would with a more standard opener. Ooh, needs to lift the depot. It's not going to, and as a result, Elaser is going to get a full-on scout here with this Ling, seeing the double gas, seeing. Did you see the tech lab actually? Did see the tech lab there on the barracks. Does not know if there's a starport, but can probably assume it. Oh wait, that's not a starport. Excuse me. Oh my god, this is a huge could have been scout. Now the funny thing here is that yeah. Oh, I was gonna say this. I was gonna say the funny thing is that Kalazur could actually think that he got scouted, but he just cancelled his second factory for absolutely nothing. Elaser has no clue what happened here, wasn't aware of the fact that there actually was a second factory, and this was going to be a Blue Flame Hellion build. Oh my god. So instead now we're seeing a double starport opener. Okay, this is a completely different opener here. It's going to go into mech, that is for sure, but this is a wild build order. This is not a build order, it's basically what it is. This is Kalazur getting caught with his hand in the cookie jar, or at least believing that he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, and he chops off his own hand, and realizing he didn't actually get caught, or maybe he'll never realize. Maybe if he watches the replay, he'll realize. It's like, oh my god, this is so dumb. Actually, would have been capable of doing something as well with it, because there's really nothing here whatsoever for Elaser. I mean, you have a bunch of queens, but no Bingling Nest, no nothing. Oi, this is hilarious. That's so funny. Another thing that I find kind of funny here is that Elaser will need to build blind spores right now, but he could have delayed those for like another minute if he truly wanted to. 52 workers against 38. Link count is growing rapidly as well. The first BC is starting straight away. God, this is a stupid opener, isn't it? When are these BCs gonna hit? Like 6, 610? Yeah, triple spores on the way right now. Good queen split coming out of E-Laser. Very heavy on the queens. It's going to get 2 more, going up to 11 already. Wow. That's interesting. Third CC obviously is going to be delayed by a very long time. One of the reasons for that is because in order to afford those double battle cruisers, you need a lot of gas. If you're mining a lot of gas, you're not mining as many minerals, and with minerals you build a third command center. Also, you're just making heavy investments into units with your actual minerals. So a lot of money is just being spent and no money being saved right now for a command center. I would assume that in a couple of seconds we'll see one being thrown down. Maybe on the low ground, maybe on the high. No, it doesn't quite... Oh, we already queues up a BC. Yeah, surely it's better to build a CC first. Yeah, this is... yeah. This just kind of shows that Kalazur wasn't actually planning on playing this whatsoever. He was planning on playing a Blue Flame Hellion build. And... yeah, that just did not go the correct way. That ended up going quite poor. Fourth base starts faster for E-Laser than the third started here for Kalazur. Double BC's teleporting towards the main base. Queens need to start moving in position. Where are the queens actually? 5 queens for... oh my god, there's like... how many queens were there? Okay. How many queens? 1 queen has gone down. 12 queens total, that means. Worker guild is only at 2 right now. Let's see, take a look at this queen split over here. 2 queens stay at the front to deal with cars. A couple of links in the back. At the same time, we have a lot of... the royalty trying to chase these BCs. Double Yamato is about to finish up. That would allow Kalazur to snipe a couple of these queens. Perhaps make the follow-up even stronger. Did Kalazur scout the timing on the Spire? No. That's a pretty big thing. This is one of the reasons why I like that E-Laser built it in the position... Ooh, this is not a Manor Mule, by the way. This is a real mule. Not a Manor Mule. Absolutely not a Manor Mule. Wait. Did a BC just get cancelled? No, there's a third one out already. Okay, it's gonna be 4 BCs. Oh my god, this is what I love it doing. Teleports in, that's super risky because he didn't spot the Spire. Fourth BC also teleports in right now. This battlecruiser in a little bit of trouble is going to teleport back home, but every single queen is going to end up dying. E-Laser absolutely underestimating the threat of the next 2 battlecruisers is going to end up losing this spore, and as a result will lose a lot of these drones as well. Despite this being an unplanned build, it's still a treat to watch this unfold here. Spire is going to get spotted right now. What's the timer on these Yamato boys? It is still pretty far off. Oi, 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 oi. This could mean trouble right now for Kalazur. He's probably just going to sacrifice these BCs in order to get as much damage as possible. Overlord being taken out. First 12 Corruptors. Hello, move the extractor. What is this? He's killing an extractor right now. There could have been like 5 more drones. It's kind of a bad move here. There's 1 teleport available on one of these BCs, but so many drones are going down. There is a battlecruiser at home as well, and I do believe that every single battlecruiser is going to get taken out. Bar this one. Yep, there we go. Good teleport. And maybe should just... why do we go for the... I think drone should be the target here. No, much rather than the Corruptors. Ooh! Almost got that one home as well. 13 workers did get killed on the side of Kalazur at the same time with that Ling Roach attack, but E-Laser lost a lot of his drones. 34 workers going down there. And how many queens have fallen? 16 queens! That's 2 queens a minute have been going down. Ooh, this battlecruiser actually falling pretty low, not being repaired fast enough. Will end up going down. Still had a Yamato available as well, so it could have been at least 1 workaround. What's these guys doing? Sacrificing to the battlecruiser gods. They saw their friends go and they're like, we want to go too, buddy. I don't know where they're going, but it seems like a good time. When they go, their entire body turns orange. We want that as well. And then they died. Painful. 13 more drones on the way. We have Cyclones. Continued PC production still. So that means we'll... so it was 6 battlecruisers initially. Into a 7th. And then 5 factory... I'm surprised we're seeing 5 factory before 4th CC. I'd almost say, why aren't we just getting a 4th CC and then add the double extra factories? Surely that would have kind of worked out a little bit better. Then again, it is difficult for Kalazur to decide. This build is completely improvised, or very close to being completely improvised. 6 more Corruptors on the way. So yeah, it's always difficult to kind of figure out how you want to do things, how the ratio minerals, gas is, how your infrastructure will work. I also don't think that Kalazur has too much experience with the double starport production and how much that impacts your actual production as well. Like, this is one of those things where it's like, well, on 3 bases, if you have 2 starports and 3 factories, I think you can probably produce, at least for a little bit, and be capable of spending your money if you continuously build BCs as well. Maybe that's not something that Kalazur wants. You do see the double armory here as a follow-up as well. The BCs make their way across the map once more. Triple Yamato is available. Do we get to use it? This will need to teleport before anything happens. 2 Corruptors will end up dying and the BCs will get repaired back at home most likely. Magfield Accelerator has finished up, or will finish up in about 2 seconds from now. That means that these Corruptors should not be thinking about moving in. The thing with Corruptors is they feel great if you have a lot of them and there's not that many BCs. But if you just barely don't have enough Corruptors, you're going to kill 0 BCs and you're going to lose every single Corruptor. Like, it's a very thin line that you're walking as a Zerg player. You don't want to have too many Corruptors because it's too supply, you know, not very supply efficient. But if you have too little, then, well, it's also not very supply efficient because you're going to lose all of them to the Yamatos, then the BCs will stay alive. We're seeing a heavy focus on the vehicle weapons here. So rather than going into ship weapon upgrades, saying, hey, I have a crap ton of BCs, I still have 2 starports ready, maybe I want to invest into that. No, Kalazur much prefers just going into a more standard mech style from here. So a little bit of a wonky opener, but a more standard-ish follow-up, I would say. Corruptors are looking for something, and I don't know what they're looking for. I don't think they're going to get it unless it's a whooping here by a couple of Cyclones. Then they can continue moving forward, although I don't think that's quite what they want. 5th CC, 6th, 7th. Oh, there we go. Heavy focus here on the macro. 75 workers could go a little higher, but perhaps not completely necessary with the natural already running out. And a 5th base not really in sight. Now, I say that while a couple of extra command centers are being built, but it feels difficult for Kalazur right now to move in to a 5th base location. Like, he can dream about it and build the bases for it, but actually flying over at this point, I'm not sure if he's stable enough yet, or if we need to wait a little bit longer, if we need more tanks. 7 tanks is on the low end, I just have to say. We also probably need to get a couple of turrets here on that left side. Triple factory being added on, that's interesting. These are all kind of tells on how Kalazur sees his current position in the game as well. Right? Wants to make sure that he can keep up with the factory unit production out of 8 factories, rather than trying to perhaps transition into like triple barracks already from this point on. And going into Ghost from here. Just wants to be sure that he can reproduce these factory units. I think he kind of wants to get rid of Cyclones as well. Maybe even get rid of some of these Hellions. There's a lot of supply in Hellions right now, which, I mean, they're nice to have in certain numbers, and you can morph them into Hellbats, which is all fantastic. This, by the way, is the slowest Infernal Pre-Igniter upgrade I've seen from a double factory opener. I guess it's not completely fair because the second factory got cancelled, but my point still stands. CC is going to fly away, out of range of the caustic spray, is it that what it's called? The peeing of the Corruptors. The urinating on the structures. We all know what I mean. Ooh, he's going to land just in time as the 4 Cyclones heading towards the main base. Probably want a couple of turrets here at some point. Probably also want to start repairing this command center, buddy. The 4 BCs, they kind of went for a little bit of a base trade. Actually, going to get sniped. This is the only 5th base that... No, it's not. Elaser already has a backup 5th base. Ooh, Kellogg's we're losing one of the BCs. Oh no, it also got teleport home. Oh, I thought that was dead. I saw it disappear, but I guess it disappeared with warp speed. It's gonna burn to death, isn't it? Feels like New Year's. 5, 4, 3, 2. Just like with New Year's, my counting is off. Here's what it is. Oh, a little bit of a fight here. Another bad boy in danger of burning down. Well, they got piled down. Also sucks. Gonna lose the command center. Yeah, and this is why it's kind of difficult to take these outside bases. You need a lot of tanks in position. Ravagers always are going to stop your movement forward. One of the things I'd really like to see at this point from Elaser is taking this hatchery specifically. This hatchery and this hatchery. These are 2 hatcheries that in the current situation, are actually quite safe to take. In the very near future, and I'm talking like really short term, like 3 to 4 minutes, I don't think Kalazur will be capable of launching a meaningful attack to these bases. So these bases should have already been mining, most likely, taking away resources from your opponent. This base maybe also should have been mining. What is the point right now for Elazer to mine from bases which he'll always be capable of mining from? It's like the moment Kalazur is attacking this base already, the game is technically over. If you can't mine from that base anymore, life already sucks for you. Like, if you can't mine from this base, there's no way you're mining from this. So you always want to mine from the furthest away bases first if you're playing against a turtle player. And that's not currently what Elazer is doing. Elazer seems to be focusing a lot on trying to break his opponent, but I don't want to say that that's a stage that is past, because sometimes Zergs can break all of a sudden. It does kind of feel like it. It feels like, yes, you can clear maybe a couple of tanks here, you can clear a planetary, but truly breaking your opponent, it's going to require a very, very good fight, and I don't quite see it happen. Not with a drone count of 88, not with a tank count of 15, not with Thors already out, turrets in production, in position, planetary on the 5th, a new command center here being built, sensor towers being out as well. Like, every single fight here, I think it's just going to be a pretty mediocre fight right now for Elazer. As I say that, let's end up killing a bunch of these tanks. That's 5 tanks that are being taken out, but at the same time, a lot of Ravagers once again going down. Cyclone's actually providing some value, which surprises me. In this type of scenario, by the way, where the Ravager count is this high, I think Ghosts are extremely good. Some of the units that people forget about that are kind of like massive balloons that are really expensive are both Ravagers and Mutas. Like, Ghost absolutely destroy these units in a big way, but often you don't have Ghost yet against them. However, I think Kalazur has the funds, has the means, and could be getting the production to get a couple of Ghosts out. It would be so useful, just sniping 4 or 5 Ravagers every single time that they move in. It's a cool move once again out of Kalazur here. Used every single Yamato was on cooldown, so can't even blame him for that. Actually, does stay alive. A bit of a Ling run by here, taking out 1 tank. Love to see a bit of repair over here, but it's not going to be happening apparently. Once again, Elazer just completely focused at this point on trying to break, morphing in more Banelings, getting the upgrades for air units. Does have a greater Spire, and that means that we have some potential for perhaps a Broodlord bust later on. Is that really possible? 4 BCs, 3 Thors. It's going to be difficult, that's for sure. Alright, here comes a move. Ooh, all of these tanks are actually somewhat plumped. Weren't in position yet either. Orbital Command is going to get taken out. That was a bad move out of Kalazur there. Very poor movement. Couple of tanks are being, well, caught off guard, just doing nothing. Unsieged right now. And I was criticizing Elazer for just trying the full-on bust, but why criticize if it works? Command center's falling. Tank count gets absolutely depleted here. What are we at right now? Well, still 12 tanks, but I guess majority here on the left side. Funny thing is that we haven't seen a fight on that left side in like half a year. This right side continues to see fights. Wouldn't mind maybe a tank up here, you know, on that high ground? A couple of tanks down there. Oh, now we see a big switch of tank numbers towards that right. That is scary because... Ooh, we have a Broodlord switch coming in as well. No more Thors are out. We have 2 Vikings being produced at the same time. We have... This is a beautiful Brood switch. This actually is a beautiful Brood switch. I can't believe that Elazer managed to break this easily. It felt like Kalazur had the correct positions. Gets caught out of position for 1 fight and pretty much instantly loses the game. Very frustrating, but of course with the amount of scans and the sensor tower and the vision that he had, perhaps shouldn't be happening. Also could maybe even try and criticize that initial tank spread a little bit there. Here in the left side planetary is going to end up falling. That's a lot of Mu, a lot of orbital command energy that is going to, well, basically get destroyed here. And yes, energy will come back, but right now Kalazur mainly needs money. GG gets called. Elazer wins this game. Kalazur felt like he was waiting for the GG back. That was a long wait, wasn't it? It always feels very long. Maybe sometimes you can't quite find the F10N button, you know, the way to leave the game. Let's count how long it took Diego or Kalazur here to leave that game. I'm always interested in these things, you know. There's a mental hit as well. You already feel bad for losing and then you don't even manage to... Okay, that was what, 15? Don't even manage to leave the game in less than 4 seconds. 3 seconds. That's a very, very slow lead. It is what it is. All right. Funky little game though here with that initial factory cancel and then follow up with the mass battle cruiser. That's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this game. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thanks so much, and bye bye.